How different cultures treat male versus female virginity, PT1. In some parts of the world, a single drop of blood on a wedding sheet is still the difference between honor and death. But for men, the opposite can be true. A lack of sexual experience can lead to ridicule and shame. This is the virginity double standard, and it's one of the most dangerous and pervasive forms of gender inequality on the planet. So let's explore why this massive double standard exists and the severe consequences women face that men are almost entirely spared from. Section 1. The modern-day double standard.
Just think about it.
Pop culture is completely saturated with this idea. A guy with a long list of sexual partners? He's a stud, a player, a Casanova. Words that sound like an accomplishment. A woman with the same list? She's a slut, a whore, or used goods. We're still using gross metaphors that compare sexually active women to chewed up gum. This isn't just a playground insult. It's a mirror showing us that a woman's value supposedly decreases with each partner, while a man's increases. From classic movies like Grease, where Sandy's good girl purity is the whole point next to Rizzo's reputation, to today's dating shows and TikTok trends, the message is constant. Female sexuality is something to be guarded and judged. Male sexuality is something to be proven and performed. A guy who's a virgin might get called immature or awkward, facing pressure to become a man. A woman, on the other hand, often gets crushed by the weight of purity culture, a concept that ties her entire worth to her sexual history. This is so ingrained that it actually shapes how people feel about their own lives. Studies show men often report more positive feelings about their first sexual encounter, while women are way more likely to experience guilt and anxiety. That's not biology, it's a lifetime of cultural conditioning. The message couldn't be clearer. For men, sex is a conquest. For women, it's a concession, a loss of something valuable. So, how do we get here? How did the exact same act end up carrying such radically different social weight? To get that, we need to rewind. Section 2. The historical roots. Let's be real, for most of human history, the obsession with female virginity wasn't about romance or morality. It was about economics and control. In many older societies, marriage was less of a love story and more of a business deal between families. A woman was often seen as the property of her father and later, her husband. In societies built on land and inheritance, a man had to know his kids were actually his. It was the only way to pass down his name, property, and status. A woman's virginity at marriage was the only guarantee he had. It was proof that his bloodline was pure. This turned female chastity into a commodity, a valuable asset that secured a good family alliance and protected everyone's economic interests. This idea got baked into legal and religious texts all over the world. Ancient scripts, from the Bible to the teachings of Confucius, made these rules official. For example, some biblical laws in Deuteronomy stated that if a man raped an unbetrothed virgin, he had to pay her father the bride price and marry her. He was basically paying for damaged property. There was never a matching concern for a man's sexual history because who he slept with didn't complicate his wife's lineage. Essentially, a woman's body became a vessel for the male bloodline. Her sexuality wasn't her own. And while the world has changed, these ancient ideas haven't exactly disappeared. They just show up in different, and often brutal, ways.